All right, so peace. Brothers keep asking me to do a video on this brother Lavar Ball, and I saw that he was going to be on First Take today, so I said, you know what, let me DVR to make sure I DVR this and address this issue because I anticipated him and Stephen A. I anticipated him and Stephen A. Going through their comedic hijinks, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm going to pare down. I'm going to pare down their interaction to, some of the relevant portion of the quote unquote interview, so that I can touch on a few things in regards to him, and why the media is trying to say that his statements are so controversial. You have to understand something. Whenever a so-called black male is exhibiting alpha male traits, they're going to try to call him crazy. All right, they did the same thing to Richard Williams, the Williams sisters or the Williams brothers' father. They did the same thing to Floyd Mayweather's father, or do the same thing to Floyd Mayweather's father, Floyd Sr. And the list goes on and on. Every time a so-called black male is authoritative, they call him crazy, because he's not the female. The female they glorify. The male they demonize. So Lavar Ball, he clearly has a plan. He understands that his sons have a short shelf life as athletes, and his plan is to monetize them while he can. He already has the clothing line, right? He has the $1 billion deal. He believes in speaking things into existence. All right, and he's trying to barge his way in, and he clearly loves his sons. All right, so let's see what they say here.
Watch, Lavar, does anyone in the family ever go to you? Anyone? Go to me and say cousin, uncle, one of your boys, wife, anybody, and say, look, I get it, this is the way it's always been, but maybe ease up a little bit.
Oh,
or does any of your boys go to your dad? Come on, man.
Yes.
They do?
Yeah, they come up to me and say, hey, Dad, how's this act? You the greatest of all time. And we gonna follow you if you're wrong.
Do they?
That's what they say.
Yeah,
Keep on moving.
it's always that same tune.
See, white folks, they kids can come and say, Dad, you know what? I think I've had a bad day.
Oh, no.
Brothers, wait, how you have a bad day? All you doing is eating and playing ball and studying. You will never have a bad day till you get out there on your own and bring the rent in or something.
So
See, he's a throwback male figure, right? Most black males will be scared to get on TV and say some of the things that he said in regards to running the house, right? Most of the so-called strong black men that you see today are really women worshipers. You see them all the time. They're supposedly black militants, but they'll tell you that the black woman is God. Notice this guy exhibits a lot of alpha male traits. He's quick to tell you how he runs the household. Everybody tries to say that he's living vicariously through his sons, but when the media shows the home that they live in, he must do something where he makes good money, because they live in a good home. They live in a nice home, and he could afford to have them living in a nice home. And he has a backyard with all type of basketball equipment and workout equipment. So he's obviously doing something very well for his sons, and he's working hard. But they have to try to demonize him. So let's see what goes on here.
never heard maybe ease up a little bit from anyone in the family.
If they said ease up, they gotta go.
Simple as that.
You know what it is? You know what it is? I figured you out.
You ain't figured me
I
out.
figured you out, LeVar. See, LeVar Ball, somewhere along the way, plotted and planned all of this, and you're a marketing whiz.
It took you that long to figure that out? It was obvious that the brother's plan was to speak or to be as vociferous as possible, to be as outlandish as possible, to attract as much attention as possible. All right, like I said, you see that with a lot of fathers of athletes, right? Even in boxing. To those who follow boxing, Danny Garcia, his father, right? Floyd Mayweather's father. That's very, very common for fathers who take control of their children's careers, especially in the beginning stages, to be very loud. They act as hype men for their children.
This is what you're doing, because you know good and damn well you have no business mentioning your name in the same breath as Michael Jordan. You know your son at this point ain't on Steph Curry's level. You know too much about basketball.
Why are you not on his level?
No,
said so?
not yet.
You want them to play
Not yet.
one-on-one?
Excuse me? Let me ask you a question. Would your son get money money playing one-on-one? No, he's gonna play 5-on-5.
Exactly.
So we're talking about him.
We're talking about
All right then.
5-on-5.
So if you're talking about 5-on-5,
Yes.
if you're talking about marketing your son
Yes.
and making money because your son is so great, then I don't want to hear one-on-one
You know what I
out
should
of your
do?
mouth.
I should
One-on-one
bag
coming
up
out of your
and
mouth.
let everybody else make the money off my son, and when they finish, give it back to me.
I'm not mad.
Exactly. Exactly. See, this man has a plan. And this is how especially how the workforce in general works towards the so-called black man. They always want the so-called black man to feel grateful to get pennies. They don't want you to have the mindset that you understand how much money is supposed to be coming to you. See, when you understand how much you're supposed to be paid, then they can't rob you. So that's the main reason why they're trying to demonize this man as crazy. He's trying to speak into existence his family being billionaires. All right, he's not going to let his sons get pimped out.
I'm mad at that. I'm
Now,
not
I'll
mad
tell
at
you
that.
what,
I'm not mad about
ain't
that.
nobody gonna make what I'm the one who made Lonzo.
I hope that some of you cats out there who claim that the black woman is God, I hope that you heard what he said. All right, that's how a man speaks. He said, I made them. You understand? Because they came from his seed, his sperm. Right? Didn't come from a woman that just laid out on the beach one day and spread her legs and a baby came out on its own. Like a lot of these idiotic so-called pro-black dudes that talk about the black woman as God, like how they would have you think. Once again, that's why the so-called black man is in such a low estate right now. He does not have that. He doesn't have that mentality. When I say so-called black man, I'm talking about in general. I'm not talking about every brother. We know that there's strong-minded and good-minded brothers out there. All right, but in general, the so-called black man has taken on the mindset of female superiority.
You know why? Because I picked a beautiful wife to make it.
And notice his wife is a white woman.
Had it all planned out from day one.
Well, I can't argue
You
that.
can't argue.
I mean,
Them are my boys.
I'm not going to argue that. But at the same time, you're not concerned that, again, forget this off-court stuff now, because I already brought that up. That's far more serious, and I appreciate your
Right.
answers with that. But on the basketball court, on a lighter level, you have...
And even off court, why would he be concerned that what he's saying is going to affect his children off the court? If somebody's dumb enough to attack his children, or some woman is crafty enough to try to level an allegation against his child, how is that different from what any other athlete goes through? That's par for the course. That's life, man. When you get on the mountaintop, you're easy to see.
have put a spotlight on your sons.
He put no spotlight on him.
No. He's a bad boy. But the point
By
is
playing
that
so good.
he's a bad boy. There's no question. But daddy elevating him the way that you do. You cutting checks. Your son's gonna have to cash
I
his
ain't
max.
cutting no checks. Y'all the one trying to cash these
Does it have,
checks.
Lavar?
These people act like, when these rookies go to the NBA that they're not going to be spotlighted. It is what it is. You follow the NBA, everybody gets lit up every night. There's no point guard that can guard their man in the NBA. The offenses are pretty much made that the so-called point guard has carte blanche to take whatever shot he wants. Everybody runs the same offense. Like I was telling somebody a while ago, all these point guards basically play the same style. It's just the only difference is that some are more athletic than others. They all play the same style. They all run off the pick and roll. They go through the legs 5,000 times and they pull up from three. It's just some have better skills than others. That's it. So he's going to have to deal with that when he comes in the league. Yeah, he got to deal with John Wall and Steph Curry and Westbrook and Chris Paul and Damian Lillard. They all light up each other. Right? Just to get to the league is, you already won.
Lavar, does it ever seem to you like everyone's outraged by a lot of people who kind of aren't in on it with you,
Right.
are outraged by what you're doing, but are you outraged at all, like, by the reaction to this, in the sense that here you are, you raise your family a certain way with certain plans, let everyone raise...
Well, remember, he's a so-called black man, so he doesn't get the credit. When LeBron James's mother is a crackhead and running around committing petty larceny and is a thief, everybody says, well, you don't know what she had to go through. She was poor. But, if he was doing that, they would call him a loser and a deadbeat dad and a no-good nigga. Because remember, the so-called black man is not allowed to make any bad decisions. The woman is allowed to do that, though. Right? LeBron James's mother could run around and sleep with half an Akron, and you'll still have these black liberals running around making excuses for her.
raise their kids the way they do, I'll raise my kids, and we'll see how it all shakes out. And now that it's shaking out, everyone's shaking their finger at you. Now you have to start doing things differently.
Yes.
Does that outrage you at all?
Outrage me at no, not at one point. get me some donuts after this. I'm gonna take me a hell of a nap. It ain't gonna bother me at all.
Sounds like a good life to me.
Yes.
Lavar, we're out here in LA. What impact would Lonzo have on the Lakers? Because they clearly need some help.
Man, Lonzo had that same impact Magic had.
Oh,
I'm
God.
trying to tell you.
And if you D'Angelo Russell, you you have to look at yourself like, wow, I better start packing my bags because they're talking about me like I don't exist. And let me say this because I know certain brothers asked me about LeVar Ball with Charles Barkley. The only reason why Charles Barkley challenged LeVar Ball is because he saw LeVar Ball's his stock in the media was rising. Barkley already knows that he can't beat LeVar Ball in one-on-one. Barkley can't beat anybody right now. He can barely walk. All right. He already knows that he will lose to LeVar Ball, but he likes playing the fool on television. Him and his boy Shaq. They have no problem playing fools. All right. So they would love to see LeVar Ball come on. They believe that would be great television. That's the only reason why Barkley challenged him.
I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do.
You know why I
So
say that?
it was Jordan, and then it was Barkley, and then it was Curry, and now...
I don't know why they get so upset when he makes those comparisons. Aren't you supposed to shoot for the sky? I mean, shoot for the stars, as they say. I mean, what is he supposed to do? He's supposed to say, oh, well, I think my boy, he'll be good enough to ride the end of the bench.
And now it's Magic. Now it's
Well,
Magic.
you from the East Coast, you don't want that.
Anybody else
Stephen
want to
A.
know about that?
Stephen A. Stephen A. Magic is running the Lakers, and if Lonzo is available, you better believe he's going to pick him.
That's not the point, Max. Don't change the narrative.
That's what you people in the media do best. You create and change narratives.
This man just opened his mouth. And with these sorry Lakers that we've been subjected to watching in recent memory, this man said, get Lonzo Ball and watch, it's going to be the same as Magic. This is what you said on national television.
Twice.
It'll
be better than that.
Tell the truth.
How's that?
Let me ask you a question.
Everybody should wish for their dad to have as much belief in them as he has in his boys. All right. I like what he's doing. That's good. The power of positive thinking, positive reaffirming, all right, or positive reaffirmation, pardon me. That's what you need in life, particularly as a young black male. See, they don't like when they don't like, despite what they say about the lack of so-called black fathers, allegedly, they can't stand when one is actually there and taking an authoritative role, right? And I wonder if, like I said before, if you notice, he's with a so-called white woman. I wonder if he was with a so-called black woman, if he would have been allowed to have the dominating persona that he has in the home.
Question.
Ask me two
Let me ask you a question. If that's the case, LeVar,
Oh.
when you talk about this money that you're going to get for your sons,
Yes.
why is everything about it being up front as opposed to your sons getting on the court and showing everybody they're going to be worth $1 billion?
Well, what agent doesn't want the most amount of money that they can get for their client up front? What type of question is that? Oh, get on the floor and prove it. You get as much upfront money as you can. You never know what could happen. They could be great, but go out there and tear an Achilles, right? Destroy their knee. Look at Joel Embiid. It's a dumb question.
Hey, who cares, man? Everybody want to be a millionaire.
I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about your kid. I'm talking about you.
Yes.
I'm talking about you.
Straight to the
You want the money up front. You
I
want
got
the money
three
up
beans
front.
right here.
You want the money
It's
up
gonna
front.
cost some
You want the money up front
Up
because
front.
you don't
You know why? Because we ain't running the same route everybody else. I'm about to shake some heads right here, boy. We gonna set a ripple effect. Trust and believe that. When it all happens, I know what you're gonna.
Look at Stephen A. face. Stephen A. face like, God damn, this nigga talk more than me.
What you gonna say, Stephen A? I'm gonna invite you to the house and make you some pancakes with strawberries, and you're gonna say this is the best cook I've ever seen in my life.
I'll take that up.
I know you will.
I'll show up for the
Because
pancakes.
you gonna show up for the pancakes.
I know, but
And you know why you there?
Strawberries.
All you gonna
I
hear
will
is
do
one
that.
song.
I will do
I
that.
don't know how LeVar did this.
Oh Lord.
But he is the greatest.
Oh.
It's gonna be beautiful,
I
trust me.
think you met your match, Stephen A.
I don't have anything to say. I mean,
Them two look like they separated at birth. God damn.
We better hope
Well, first of all, I'm
we
not-
better hope he's as good as Magic, because then we get this act for the next 15 years.
First of all, I'm not rooting against his sons. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, I do appreciate the job that you have done as a black man with your children, and I thank you for that.
You know what's amazing? Every time a so-called black man raises his children, people thank him as if he's so rare. When there's millions of so-called black fathers out here in America that are doing the best that they can and doing their job. All right? Nobody tells the so-called black female when she actually does a decent job raising doing her part in raising the child. Oh, thank you for being a black female raising the child. All right. Very, very interesting.
For that third, and more importantly, I really, really hope that they're everything you say they are.
And for those of you who will say, well, that's because black females are always there. Well, somebody has to take the blame for all these people in the prison system, right? You can't tell me that the black male has the highest rate of incarceration and the so-called the great black female mother that allegedly exists has nothing to do with that. Right? There has to be some type of correlation there. And like I've said in the past, those of us who have great mothers, we understand that all facets of these issues must be analyzed.
I'm concerned that your mouth might get in their way, though. I'm concerned. I'm concerned.
Because check this out. While my son is over there whooping that tail, all y'all worried about what the big baller gonna say next.
No, we ain't gonna worry about that.
Oh, yes, you are.
If your son's backing it up, we don't have to
I
worry
don't
about
care
it.
about him backing up if he not. He ain't trying to prove nothing to nobody around here. He proving it to himself. Like I always told him, don't play for me, your mama, anybody around you. If you want to be the best player ever,
Really?
do it for you.
And they don't like a message like that because the media likes to think that they have the power to affect how people view themselves based on the image and the narrative that they put out about people.
I got a question
You
for
told them don't worry
Since it
about
was
you.
babies.
Stop. You told them don't worry about you.
Since it was
You told them don't worry about you.
Don't worry
Now
about me.
ignore Daddy Lavar.
Yes.
Really?
They
You're
not
lying.
ignoring me.
You're lying. You know good and
I
well
lead
they
him.
have to
I
worry
don't
about you
push him.
all the
I
time.
lead him. All he got to do is listen.
You ain't push him. You just let him.
He leads
Never
the
push
way.
him. That's resistance.
Whatever.
I mean, follow.
I'm scared of what would have happened
He is
to them.
not
They didn't play
perfectly
basketball
consistent.
based on
His
what you
philosophy
told
is perfectly
Mom,
consistent.
stop it.
If I disagree with
I got a
it,
Stop it.
Ask me a question.
Kellerman.
this
Can
is
y'all be
loud.
quiet so I can hear this lady talk?
Thank you.
Now he running the show.
Now look, he
You,
wanna give an
you
answer.
mentioned Magic Johnson, but
Yes.
who do you really compare Lonzo to as a player, if anybody in the league right now, in terms of his game?
Nobody. Because Alonzo takes a little bit of everybody.
That's a good answer. You want your son to be his own man.
Like I told him.
Or even who
way
does he take a
before.
little bit of?
I said, Lonzo was magic with a jump shot. What I mean by that is everybody wants to play with him.
Mm-hmm.
The winning, the running, the long passes. Because, they try to compare him to Jason Kidd. But if you look at it, he's more like Penny Hardaway.
Mm-hmm.
Size, length, style. But
That's not the greatest example in the world.
Yeah,
I
Penny
mean,
is
I
prime.
love Penny.
Penny is prime with a bad boy.
Wait a minute. Penny's skill set was big time.
Right.
But Penny in big moments against the monsters
We never
of the
said about
game.
big moments, though.
Well, that's what you're talking
He's
about.
got a big moment tomorrow.
That's not true. Penny was good in the clutch. I don't know what the hell Stephen ain't talking about. Penny just got hurt. Penny had a degenerative knee issue.
Hey,
Oh, you talking
it's
about
the
tomorrow?
same moment for him all the
I
time.
thought LeVar-
Like I told
I thought
Zoe
LeVar
and all
Ball
my
talks about
boys,
big moments
it's
always.
entertainment. That's all basketball is. Instead of going to the movies, guess
That's exactly right. Basketball is entertainment. Dudes like Stephen A. Smith will have you think that it's a religion. All right? There's no pressure. You either make the basket or you miss. Either way, life goes on. The world keeps turning.
guess what? Go watch the ball boys play.
Damn it, you worked.
Tomorrow.
You worked.
In Memphis,
You worked.
but you
I
won't
will
be
not
there.
miss Lonzo.
What?
But I will
Don't
be
tell
watching
nobody.
him tomorrow night.
Okay.
Ooh.
I like him more now than I did before he
let me
showed
tell
up on
you
the
something.
set. I already liked him.
He better show up tomorrow night. Don't let me. I'm gonna
Hey.
be looking for you.
You won't have to look for me.
You
I'll
better
find
show up tomorrow night. That's all I'm gonna
I'll
say.
find you.
Ooh.
I have to go on the East
Ooh.
Coast and look for you because they know who you
All
are.
right. Okay. I know they know me.
Yes.
I know they know me. All right. Okay.
Hey, you know what LA stand for, right?
What?
Lavar's awesome.
Oh, gosh.
Now you know where you're at.
Not Lonzo?
Lonzo's.
Or LaMelo?
Yeah, all of
How
them.
did you get away with all those names, by the way?
Oh
How did
man,
you get
because
those past two lives?
I love those L's. But see when you're in a neighborhood of Chino Hills and you mixed, it's easier for me to pick them up from school. When you find out, say, hey, that boy's name is LaMelo. Ain't no white kid named LaMelo. Or
I got it,
or
man.
D'Angelo.
I got it. We gotta go.
We gotta go, but I'm coming back to you.
I'm not
If your
hard to
name is
find.
LaMelo, you better ball.
I'm not
You
hard to
better
find.
ball.
Yes.
Give it up for LeVar Ball. We appreciate it.
Ah.
That game tomorrow.
You know.
Speaking of...
Yeah, give it up for the brother. He did a great job. Only thing he need to do is after his boys get that contract, he need to take his ass to the dentist and handle all that brown stuff on his damn teeth. But anyway, peace.